In the last episode, we talked about something many women have never been told, that cooking isn't about being gourmet or being perfect. It's actually a health skill, one that can calm your nervous system, stabilize blood sugar, and make eating feel actually easier in perimenopause and menopause. Today, I want to take that one step deeper because when women are struggling with symptoms like bloating, brain fog, fatigue, weight gain, or inflammation, the gut almost always comes up. And usually it comes up in a way that feels overwhelming. More supplements, more rules, more foods to avoid. But that's not what your body's asking for. What I want to show you today is how simple, everyday cooking choices quietly are actually supporting your gut. And then in turn, they are supporting your hormones and inflammation without turning food into this full time job. You already maybe have at least one of those. This is about supporting your body, not trying to just fix it. And by the end of this episode, you'll have one gentle shift you can try this week that supports your gut without restriction or stress. So let's get started.
Menopause doesn't have to feel like you are living in someone else's body. Your host, Lynda Enright, has spent the last 25 years helping women to thrive in midlife. Here you'll find science-based practical advice that you can start using today to get real results for your health. Welcome to Joyful Menopause.
Let's start with a reframe. Your gut is not just about digestion. It's one of the main ways that your body processes hormones, regulates inflammation, communicates with your brain, and responds to stress. In midlife, this becomes even more important because as estrogen is declining, the gut takes on a bigger role in hormone metabolism. So that means that if your gut is under stress, maybe from chronic dieting, from ultra processed foods, or constant food fear, symptoms often can show up more strongly. So, this is why women tell me I all of a sudden can't tolerate foods that I used to eat. My digestion feels all over the place, it's unpredictable. I feel inflamed, or my brain feels foggy. These are not random symptoms. They're signals that your gut hormone nervous system connection, all of that talking to each other, support. And here's the key point: support does not mean elimination. It doesn't mean just taking foods out of your diet. For most women, the gut doesn't need healing by cutting more foods out. It heals when it feels safe and nourished and supported. With that being said, sometimes elimination is appropriate. As always, I work with women individually to find out what is the best plan for them. There is not a one size fits all. But even when we're talking about an elimination diet, that is never forever. I've had so many women come to me telling me they got a handout from their doctor of foods to avoid, and they've been avoiding them literally for years. And that is never the plan when we have to do some elimination. We may eliminate just to reduce inflammation and to sort of create a reset, and then we build your diet back up to one of balance as quickly as possible. So, what I want to focus on next is one fast way to create that safety so your body feels safe and nourished, and that is through how food is prepared. So, one myth in wellness is that raw or cold food is better for you. In menopause, that's often not the case. As we get older, digestion naturally slows down, stomach acid can decrease a little bit, and motility can change. Stress can have a big impact on all of this. So that means that a lot of women digest food better when it's gently cooked, when it's warm, when it's soft in texture, and when it's really eaten in a calm state. That's really important too. Cooking starts to break down food in a way that your gut can deal with it better. Your gut appreciates that. It can help to improve nutrient absorption. It can reduce the effort of your digestive tract, and it can actually make fiber more tolerable and be most effective for you. So, this is a lot of times why I see women noticing less bloating when they have things like soups and stews. They might have better tolerance to cooked vegetables than raw vegetables. They might have more stable energy when they're having foods that are warm. This doesn't mean raw foods are bad. It means your body's needs may have changed. So, cooking can actually become a form of digestive health, digestive care, not because it's fancy, not because it's from Gourmet Magazine, but because it's gentle. And then when digestion improves, inflammation can quiet down too. When people hear gut health, they often think probiotics, fermented foods, superfoods, but the gut actually thrives most on variety. Your microbiome, all the bacteria in your gut, in your body, it's an ecosystem. And different bacteria thrive on different kinds of foods, different fibers, different textures and compounds. And here's the really important part. You don't need perfection in a single day. You don't need perfect variety at every meal. You just need variety over time. And this is where cooking can help in a really practical way. When women don't cook, what do you tend to reach for? A lot of times we reach for the same few meals, rely a lot more on packaged foods, and maybe sort of rotate the same staple ingredients. When we're cooking, when we're planning meals, we're cooking even very simply, naturally we start to see an increase in variety. We have some different vegetables, maybe some different herbs and spices, maybe different textures and temperatures. That variety helps to feed your gut without needing to do any like major tracking or measuring or all of that. So, this is also why I'm cautious about gut protocols that feel rigid over a long period of time. That can reduce variety, which can actually backfire long term. My goal is always to build your diet back up to one with as much diversity as possible, even if for the short term we do need to do some elimination. Your gut, again, we're not aiming for perfection. It wants consistency and diversity. And the easiest way to build that is through meals that you already eat, prepared maybe with a little more intention. So here's a piece that often gets missed entirely. Your gut and your nervous system are deeply connected. So if you're eating while you're stressed, while you're doing a bunch of other stuff, you're trying to multitask, while you're judging yourself, while you're rushing, your body doesn't fully shift into digestion. So cooking can actually be really helpful here in a couple of different ways. First, familiar meals reduce decision fatigue. So when you know how to make some staple things that are simple, food becomes more predictable and predictability can be calming. And again, I talked about variety, so I'm not saying we're not doing variety, but consistency is important too. Second thing is meals that taste good also signal safety. Flavor and warmth and satisfaction tell your nervous system that you're okay, you're safe, you're good. This is one of the reasons why bland sort of diet foods backfire so badly during these years of perimenopause and menopause. It might look healthy on paper. When we look at the nutrition facts panel, it drives me crazy. There's people, we often focus so much on how many grams of carbs and how many grams of protein. But are we looking at actually what are the ingredients in our food? Are we getting nourishment or are we getting all kinds of chemicals and additives? So again, it might look healthy on paper, but it doesn't calm the system. And when the nervous system stays activated, digestion suffers, inflammation rises, and cravings increase. So cooking with intention becomes nervous system regulation, not another task on your to-do list. And nervous system regulation in my Joyful Menopause program, that is the first thing that we do. And cooking is actually part of that. And that's why small changes matter more than big overhauls. So let's make this really simple. Here's your invitation and your challenge for the week. I want you to add one plant and prepare it gently. That's it. Not 10 foods, not a gut reset, not a supplement protocol, just one additional plant. A vegetable, a fruit, a legume, a grain. Cook it in a way that feels supportive. Maybe it's roasted vegetables, maybe it's sautéing, simmering, maybe it's in a soup or a stew. Notice how your body responds, not with judgment, but just curiosity. This is how we can support the gut sustainably, with patience, with repetition, and with kindness. If this episode resonates, I want you to hear this clearly. You do not need to fix anything. You do not need to fear food, and you do not need to overhaul your life. What you need is support that matches this season in your life. If you haven't listened yet to part 1, I recommend starting there. It lays the foundation for everything that we talked about today. And if you're wondering whether what you're experiencing might be connected to perimenopause, I have a free guide called Is This Perimenopause? That can help you sort of connect the dots. You can find it in the comments below. Menopause is not about asking for more effort. It's asking for a gentler, more skillful way of caring for yourself. And food prepared with intention is one of the most powerful places to.